Hello everybody, Iain Robson here from the edition of Iron Horse. Alright, we got a couple things going on today. First of all, I am currently just mowing a little bit of grass. I'm mucking around with a new version of courseplay. This is the developer version of courseplay. A couple people suggested I give it a go. I think R.D. Allen, I think his actual name's Randy. I don't know why it's R.D. Allen, but maybe Allen's his last name, so it's Randy something Allen. Anyways, so he suggested I'd give it a go, and I think a couple of people mentioned it as well. So here I am, giving it a go, seeing how it works. One of the things that I noticed right away that I thought was fantastic was the fact that you can do multiple headlands now. So let's just go over here. So you can do up to 6 headlands at once before you start doing it. So on a map like this, where the fields aren't necessarily very large, it gives you the opportunity to do what I'm doing right here. So see all these rows here? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the last row, I guess, then. And it allows you to do 6 headlands before it actually starts doing work. And, coincidentally enough, because this is a new version of courseplay, it actually supports this particular piece of equipment as well, which is really cool. So it actually lifts it up and drops it down now, which is one of the nice features it never had before. So I thought that was pretty nifty. So yeah, I've been messing around with this on this map and the other map a little bit, just seeing how it works. Let's see if we can get a good view of it. Seeing how it works, it's there's a couple of other things I had to kind of get used to, but for the most part, see, there it is, it just lifted it up. It was never able to do that, but now it is, so that is fantastic. I don't know why it took me this long to get the developer version, but so that's going to lower it down, but it's not the end of the world. We have to TED this anyway, so. The only problem is, as you can see, it's probably not the best way to go. Where did I go? South? So he's going to lift it up, and then maybe he'll have enough space now. I'm just going to let him do his thing and see how that works out. And we're going to grab this guy right here. I'm just kind of mostly curious as to how it's actually going to work, and that's why the reason why I did that way. So I was just curious. It's not a very big field, so I'm not honestly worried about what the outcome is in the end. But for experimental purposes, I guess you could say, that's the reason why I'm giving it a go. One of the really nice features they just added, let's just drive through the ditch here for a second, or not. There we go. That's one thing you always have to be careful about. One of the nice features they just added in this particular version that I really think is cool is, where is it? So you can say calculate the current field's edge path. So you can just click on that, and it will automatically do a outline of your field for you. And they're pretty, like, as you can see, this field's not square perfectly, but gives you a pretty good idea of how accurate it actually is. So it kind of surprised me. It doesn't work with grass fields very well, but for fields that are actually fields, like the one I just showed you, it does work relatively well. So I'll show you on this one here too. Yoink. Look at that. Perfect. So in this case, because you do have an area around here, you do need to be careful with trees, but this does have like the grass around the outside, so that's nice. Anyhow, the reason why we were going around the back was to get the tethers, so let's go ahead and do that. For grass fields, it doesn't seem to work that well, but for regular fields, it is, I don't know. So far, I've tried it out a few times, and I haven't had any problems with it. One of the things to take note of is, let me just get up here. You can actually save these. You don't have to save that course specifically as an outline. You can. We should probably do that field too. We're running a bit low. One of the things that I noticed was you actually don't have to save it as like field 1 or field 2 or anything like that. It actually can do that for you, which is kind of cool, and it'll keep it stored in like an internal storage system. Actually, do we need more silage bales? Let's just take a quick peek here. I don't know. I think we do. So we don't actually need to TED this. We'll do these as yeah, let's do that. We'll probably just do these as wet wraps, as baleage, some people would call it, I suppose. But it has its own like internal, I don't know how to describe it. So you know how you normally would save it like this right here? Well, you don't have to save like the, where is it? What would be a good example? So for example, northeast paddock is an outline, so I don't need to save it as an outline anymore. Well, that one I did because it's a grass field, but if it were a regular field, I wouldn't actually have to do that. So let's go hook that PTO up there, and we'll do these as wet wrap bales, I guess. So let's go see how this guy's doing. So let me give you a demonstration here. Where's an actual field? These fields actually, oh, we have more grass over here even. I'll give you an example up here. This is further than I actually wanted to go to do this, but for experimental purposes, I will take the risk, or not the risk, but I will show you guys just how it actually works. But I've been relatively pleased with it so far, so it's been pretty good. Okay, so this is an example. So I'm in the field. Let's calculate the field's edge. So look at that. Does a pretty good job. And then what you can do is you can save it as a number. So I can add this as field 1. So because this is field 13, what I would probably do is save it as 13, and that's what I would do for that case. And actually, I think it already knows I have an outline of field 13, I think. Or it thinks I do, at least. Yeah, it's because I have a couple courses around this area, and I think that's what it's thinking. But so what you do is you would overwrite field 13's edge, and now what you can do, you can load a course. So you can go to generate course, and this is how it works in this context. So I have a field edge path, so I can pick 13, which I'm on right now, and then I would just go do my normal headland and starting corn, all that jazz from there. But that was a cool thing. So you don't need to save it as an outline per se. It's kind of built in now, which is kind of cool, I thought. Let's just drive through the ditch here a little bit. It's an old tractor. I'm okay with it. But yeah, one of the things is you can calculate certain ideas. So like in this case, I have a tedder. I'm not sure it's going to calculate here. So it doesn't seed usage. So you can calculate various seeds. We don't actually have, we're not seeding, so it doesn't make a difference for us. But if we were seeding, it would give you a calculation as to how much seed would actually cost. So it gives you an idea. So you would need 819 liters, which is a cost of this, I suppose. So, and that's for 0.82 hectares, which I thought was really cool. And then you can automatically detect the width of your items. So let me just do that with this. So let's just close that. I don't need that up. But let me give you an example. Let's close that calculator there. So now I have these. Let's put them down so it's out there, and it automatically detects how wide it is. And if we're going to go to the owned items, let's just take a peek as to whether it is actually 9 meters or not. So 30 feet. So it's about 9 meters. So I thought that was pretty cool, actually. Just the little things, right? And then you can adjust accordingly if you want to. So. And I wonder if they supported this too. What we should do is, let's copy this course, and I don't know what corner to start at. Southwest. This is me. Should I do it like this? No, this is gonna look all weird like this guy's doing. So never mind. I won't do this. But that just gives you an idea as to how it actually works. So I thought that was really cool that it has that feature. And I'm totally gonna get this guy's way. Let's go take a peek as to how his work is. It's not too bad, actually. Not too bad at all, actually. Wow. You definitely missed a little bit up there. I probably would do a better job personally, but considering it's courseplay on a little tiny field like this, I think that he's doing a pretty decent job. I think we can do this at course level 2. Let's just straighten ourselves up here a little bit. And there we go. But yeah, it's so far I've been relatively pleased with it. Hasn't been too terrible. I haven't had any big problems with it yet. I can just reset this course. I don't see that. Haven't had any big problems with it yet. I know a couple of people have tried it out, have had problems with it, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is the way it is sometimes when you're trying out a developer version. It's basically, if anybody watches Direwolf, what he does in Forgecraft, that's basically what he's doing. He's running like early versions of mods, and if there's errors, that's what he's trying to look for, basically. That's why he's playing on Forgecraft. And he tries to break the server, basically, to find out what would break a server. So either they can caution people and say, hey, be careful of this, or, hey, don't do this. And he does the same thing to a certain extent with his Let's Play as well. When he does things that you wouldn't normally expect somebody to do, but he tries, and it doesn't work very well, so... I think we're going to get ahead of this mower really quickly. Well, maybe not. We'll see. But we do need to get a little bit more silage bales. That's the reason why we're doing this here. We were kind of running a bit low, so that's the reason why we need to do this. And what I'll do is, I guess I'll try to pick them up. I'll make them into silage just in the field, I think. But I went ahead and planted all the fields, so now all our fields are planted. So 9, I planted 9 as well, 13, 21, and 3. They're all planted now, so they are good to go. Although this Mercedes-Benz is doing a... see, but that's really nice that I can raise it and lower it, so... If I do this, he shouldn't get in my way, or he shouldn't make a mess of it, I don't think. We're going to find out in a second. But, I don't know, it's kind of cool. One of the things I was like, ooh, what's this? They have this ability to... Let's just do this in the corner here. They have this ability to... Let's just raise those up. And get back in place. Apparently, it looks like you have the ability to put more than one vehicle on the same course. So if you recall, I mentioned a while ago that I said it would be nice to be able to have 2 combines in the field running the same course and just have them staggered. Well, it seems as if you can do that now. Let's see here. So let's say I load this mowing course here. And where was it here? We're totally going to be in his way here. And they have these new... They have the same thing as they did before, but it's a little bit better now. Where is he going with that? Where is it? Start, show waypoints. Still, no. I think it's in one of the ones we can't access at the moment. Maybe if I change the mode? Yeah, maybe it's this. Yeah, there's one feature where it says like you could change the here it is, lane offset. So it looks like you could do the same thing. It appears that you could do the same thing. And you can actually use your mouse wheel too. It looks like you can do the same thing, so you have like 2 vehicles on the same route. Symmetrical lane change. I don't know. I haven't messed around with these yet, so I'm not exactly sure what they are. But tool. Oh, okay, so I guess this would be the driving offset, and this would be the actual offset itself. But I'm not sure what symmetrical lane change is. I haven't messed around with that nearly enough to know what the difference is between those yet. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. But it wasn't too hard to install. If you want to get the course with the Jesus. If you want to get the developer version of Courseplay, what you can do is you can go to Mod Hoster and they have it there. So, yes. Actually, that's not true. I got it from GitHub, which is like a place for programmers and whatnot to put some of their stuff on there. That's where I got it. But you have to do a little bit of packaging and whatnot because it's not fully packaged yet, obviously, but hopefully it will be soon. So he's almost done. I'm just going to do this because this is going to take forever if I just let him do his thing. But he's seems to be doing a pretty good job. Let's turn around here. You know, better than I expected. Let's just say that. Because originally he would probably just make a mess of all this, but well, he didn't do a terrible job. But of course, a person can always do a better job in these circumstances, at least, especially when the field isn't pointed in like north or south or whatnot. So, but all in all, that's not terrible actually. And the fact that you can do up to 6 headlands is really nice because when you have a field like this, More so as smaller implements to give yourself enough space to actually do something. So that's one of the nice things. Turn this off now. And actually, it folds the it folds these right here up and down with courseplay as well now, which I thought was really cool. Sure, that can stay there. Let's turn this back on. Yeah, but lots of little things. I should have double checked to see what it actually supports, but it seems to support a lot more, a lot of NA modding stuff. So it probably supports this rake as well now, because this is NA modding as well, and maybe some of EuroDZN stuff. I tried to use this tractor again with courseplay and didn't seem to like it, so I think it might just be something to do with the actual, I don't know, the actual code of this tractor. I'm not sure. But it was interesting to see that it didn't work very well. When I tried to line it up, it made, there are a few errors and whatnot. Well, not errors, but just didn't work properly, let's just say that. Alright. It's funny how fast you can actually mow these areas, and, well, tedding is just, not tedding, but raking is just super quick when you have a rake this size, at least. Like, I don't know, this is done in no time. And considering I had already started the mowing aspect, like, boom, this is done. But I was curious about courseplay specifically and as to how it would work on a smaller map, so I did check it out. I thought I was like, what the heck. Like I said, I'm not sure the reason why it took so long before, but I guess I just didn't feel like it, I suppose. But with 2015 coming out now, there's no point of waiting anymore, I guess. So I think that must have been the final straw. I was like, you know what, 2015's coming out. Might as well just bite the bullet and give it a go. Alright, here. Where is the exit? Just up here. Grab our John Deere baler and bale this up, and we'll wet wrap it. Excellent. As you can see, I cleaned out the rest of the manure that was in the cow shed there. I used the other bucket that we have. It works as well with manure, so I figured, what the heck. I should give courseplay another chance with the BGA. Although I did empty the BGA myself, so that was I took my time doing that. I would unload a little tiny bit, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. And a little tiny bit more, then I was like, okay, I'm good. Just one of those situations where it's like, I really don't want to do this, because that's why we have courseplay, but it doesn't work in that circumstance. Oops. Let's raise that. Hook that up. Excellent. One thing I don't like about this particular, about this being here, see how the throttle goes right through the screen there? Probably wouldn't happen if you were doing that in real life, but alas. Well, I don't know if you probably wouldn't put it there due to the throttle as well. But I'm not an expert or anything. Alright, let's lower the pickup here. Let's just drive forward a little bit here. Fire it up. Excellent. I suppose I can just close the HUD. And someone asked me in the comments if I could get some cows, some dairy cows, because everything I'm doing right now for the beef cows is the same thing I would have to do for dairy cows, and it's true. And this map does lend itself rather well to dairy cows, just because of the way it's set up. But I am basically everything I have right now, I could do the same thing for the dairy cows as well. And maybe it would be a good money, I don't know. Because this is on normal, right? It's not on hard or anything, so it's quite possible that dairy cows would be rather profitable on this map. Alright. I suppose I could use courseplay, but the problem is I didn't use courseplay for the other part of it, so it doesn't make it very good. I was watching videos on YouTube the other day about baling systems, and the way they wrap bales inside of a baler. It's actually really cool. I think I was watching a New Holland one, and they had a pretty interesting video. And then look at that. I watched a Crone one as well. I don't know. I was I forget how I randomly got onto those videos, but I think I was watching like a YouTube video of some guy. I must have been watching somebody playing Farming Simulator or something, and then that was one of the related videos, and I got distracted from that. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go check these out, and then like half an hour later, the videos were only like 2 minutes long or something like that, but it was probably like half an hour later or something like that, and I was like, okay, I should probably stop this and do something a bit more productive. So I started playing Farm Sim instead, I think. Well, I think I did the same time. One or the other. Because Farm Sim's productive, right? I don't know. Actually, one of the cool things is, I think it was on the Crone Big Pack, and they were talking about the tines and the way they pick them up and drop the stuff off. It was pretty interesting. All the technology that goes into making hay for animals. Apparently it's a really big industry. Who would have thought? Probably the guys who are making it. And the girls, I suppose, or the companies, I guess would be a better way of putting it. The companies that are making it, I suppose, are making the big bucks from it. Alright, here. How many do we have so far? 2. Probably, last time, if I remember right, we think we got about 6, no, not 6, 5, well, maybe it was 6. 6 bales or so. Something in that area. Don't expect too many from this. What I'll probably have to do is I'll probably have to mow the other field over there too. Just so we got a little bit of extra. Because I'll do these ones as wet wraps and the other ones I'll do as dry hay, I think. Luckily in this game, in this particular map, it doesn't rain very often, so... I remember watching Dirt Hebbers, I think it was on Two Rivers map, I want to say it was, and it rained all the time there. So like every episode was like, it's raining today again. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've seen that series, but it was pretty funny because it was pretty much like every episode or every other episode it would be raining or something, and he just couldn't. In the end, the reason why he actually left that map was because there was flooding issues, right? When he was telling stories in his Let's Plays. I think he does that a little bit still, but not as much as he used to. He's trying to change it up. He's trying to keep it fresh. You know, any type of person who does any kind of creative thing tries to keep videos fresh in some way, shape, or form. Like, I was having a conversation with my girlfriend earlier on about this, and she was saying, well, you are keeping your videos fresh in the sense that you're asking for opinions and whatnot, which is true, I suppose. I do like to get your guys' input, because it's always interesting to see what you guys have to say. And that keeps it interesting for me, so I hope it keeps it interesting for you as well, right? Alright, let's get this last little pass here. We should be able to get one more bale out of this. I think... I would expect so. But we're going to find out. 3, that's it. It's a little lame. I thought we got more last time. I guess because I was manually cutting it last time, I guess that's the reason why we got a bit more. As opposed to using courseplay, but it's the way it goes sometimes. Alright. Last little bit there. Oh, that's a problem. Is it ready? Yes, it is. It's the only problem using this tractor for this. N is the button you press to finish the bale, and N is also the button to lower your forks, as you just saw. Alright, so let's take... let's go get the wrapper, and we'll wrap a couple bales. And I think what I'll do is I'll probably cut that field too, because that's... I don't know why we don't do that, because that's super close to our cows. I think the reason why we haven't gotten the dairy cows is because it is pretty far away. Speaking of dairy cows, let's go ahead and buy some right now. Before I... What the heck is that? Oh, it's like, what the heck is that? That's from the forestry mod. I've been messing around with that a little bit. Just testing it out, see how it is. That really threw me off. I was like, what the heck is that? I don't remember installing that. Yes, I do. It's the forestry mod. Cows. That's right. Let's get some cows. They're so much more expensive, though. How many can we get here? Let's get a small herd. 25. That's a good number. Alright, let's get out there and put the support down. Get the PTO off. Is it going to roll back? Apparently, yes. Wonder what happens if you don't pull that thing up. Would it actually do some damage? I know with the damage mod installed, it probably would, but you could do anything with the damage mod, and it'll probably do. You probably have damage, I guess. All right. It's funny. I was actually offered a private edit of a wrapper, which was a very polite offer. I declined, mainly because if I get a wrapper that everyone's like, oh, it's an awesome wrapper, Ian, where can I get it? And then I'll have to be like, sorry guys, it's a private edit. That's the reason why I said no in the end. Because I wanted you guys to be able to use the same mods I do. Well, for the most part. I can't say that. I feel, in terms of Duke's mods, of course, I can't give those to you. I can't give links because there are no links available for it. If there were, I would give them. No question about that. But all right, so that first time wasn't too bad. Now I have to bring up the controls. I believe it's this, and then I think it is B to start wrapping. Yes, there we go. So once you get used to it, it's not too bad, but initially it is a bit funny, as you discovered the first time I tried to do it. Alright. I know, honestly, you probably would pick them up first before you wrap them, but darn. Totally screwed that one up. Oh, maybe I can, maybe I can get it still now. Nope, probably not. I'll probably have to move it first. I don't know why I'm stuck here. This makes no sense. Come on now, get out of there. That's the one thing I don't like about some of these fields. Is like, are some of these surrounding areas of the field, there's like little ditches in places. I really don't like those. Apparently my phone just made sound. Whoops. Unload bale. Nope. I want to go to unlock, lock bale. Let's move out of the way. That's the joys of having a front loader. And just drop it right down the middle of the field. Perfect. Let's... Oh, okay. You want to roll? Fine. Let's go back to our wrapper here. Unload the bale. Like so. It's funny, my sister-in-law actually has a wrapper almost identical to this. The only difference is it doesn't have the manually picking up feature. Maybe it did at one point, but the one they have does not have the feature, so they use their skid steer to fill it. But I've actually seen it in action. It was actually pretty cool. That was that time they were actually wrapping an interesting mix. I think they were making silage for their sheep, and I believe it was an oats, pea, barley. I think it was. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Anyway, so yeah, that's what they were using. It was basically, I think it was a Keverland even. I don't know. I'd have to ask them if it was or not. But basically, it was like identical to this without the little arm to pick the bales up. Alright, this time around. So it is a bit finicky still. But I could probably get away with doing what I just did there. Like that. Realistic? No. Is it doable in Farm Sim? Yep. Alright, here. And honestly, I don't think you'd probably drive around with a bale on the back, because it'd probably fall off. But Farm Sim, not a problem. Apparently realism isn't my strong suit today. Yeah, it's weird. There's like a little bit of collision right on the one side there. It's just enough to touch the bale and make your life miserable. But I do like how it turns into silage. Although I'm not 100% sure it's the reason why it make some larger bales. Like this is a little tiny bale here, but I guarantee it when it makes into silage, it'll be a big, yeah. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but the size definitely just changed there. That's funny. It's interesting. When my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, I guess it would be, when they were doing silage last time, they actually had somebody come in and do the wrapping at the starting of the season. Maybe it was 2 years ago now. And then they bought this style of wrapper they have right here, so it's pretty cool. Let's unload this bale. Is that the last bale? I guess it is. I wonder if we're going to be able to pick up this bale. Oh, we are. Surprisingly. Cheaty? Yeah, I guess so. But it is a bit finicky. Is it still going to spin? Cool. This, if you ever get a chance to see what wrapper in action, the saran wrap makes a terrible sound. It's ridiculous. It sounds exactly as you would think saran wrapping a bale would sound like. Lots of saran wrapping sounds, and then like you have to be really careful because if you break the bale, you gotta fix it, or if you break the saran wrap in the bale. There we go. Perfect. A little bit of silage for our cows, for our new cows, I guess now too. Wow, they're at 70% productivity already. That's awesome. All right. I'm going to stop the episode there for now. Okay, folks, that's it for today. A little bit of haymaking again. On a different map, I suppose. But we're making silage this time around. That's it for today, folks. My name's Iain Robson. Been Farming Simulator 2013 coming at you from Iron Horse. Catch you guys later.